Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Wherever you may be, however you may be listening, we thank you for taking the time out of your day to join us. I am Thane Hymas, and joining me is Matt Miller. Today we will be discussing information related to Nike from their beginning through current innovations. We hope you enjoy. Thank you.
January 25th, 1964, Blue Ribbon Sports was founded. In May 1971, Blue Ribbon Sports became Nike Incorporated. The original founders of Nike are Bill Bowerman and Phil Knight. The opportunity was to exploit the lack of shoe companies in the United States. While Knight was traveling in Japan, he discovered a shoe he had never heard or seen before and brought it back to Bowman, who loved the shoe. That is when he decided to import these shoes under the name Blue Ribbon. And then it was changed to Nike. They stopped importing the shoe and started using a new design Bowerman had created using a waffle iron.
Nike as an organization employs a fairly flat corporate structure. The benefit to this is the elimination of multiple levels of management that can impede progress, slow the transfer of information, as well as delay the decision-making process. As recent as April of 2016, Nike has made adjustments to their executive team by shifting the roles of current executives and adding a few more to help obtain the growth goals set this year. Reporting directly to the chairman and CEO Mark Parker are 16 executives with key strategic roles. Of these 16, 10 have additional subordinates that then carry the corporate goals throughout the world to thousands of employees and facilities according to their area of expertise and assignment.
Nike is one of the most recognized brands across the globe. After almost 5 decades, they are still going strong, and no other company matches its popularity and growth. Looking all the way back at the very beginning of Nike's life, founders Phil Knight and Bill Bowerman had a slow start. It was not until the late 1970s, when they signed their first brand ambassador, Steve Prefontaine, that their success started to soar. In 1980, they announced their IPO and started signing contracts with athletes like Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods. Nike's life cycle is currently in the growth stage. Their lowest dip was in the 1990s due to their labor practices. In 2015 of the fourth quarter, Nike saw a revenue increase of 5%, and they still currently have over 50% of the market share. As you can see in the diagram to the right, from 2011 to 2015, Nike's compound annual growth rate exceeded 11%. An organizational domain is the particular range of goods and services that the organization produces and the customers and other stakeholders it serves. In Nike's domain, they provide shoes, apparel, sports equipment, uniforms, and watches. In an organizational domain, there are 2 types of environments: the general environment and the specific environment. The specific environment are the forces from outside the stakeholders group that directly affect an organization's ability to secure resources. As you can see to the diagram to the right, the red area is the specific environment for Nike: the customers, distributors, unions, competitors, suppliers, and the government. The blue area in the diagram is the general environment, which are political forces, technological forces, economic forces, environmental forces, and cultural forces.
A linkage mechanism is a strategy that businesses use to manage interdependencies. Interdependencies are the ways in which businesses, vendors, competitors, and even consumers rely on each other. Managing or coordinating these relationships can help a business reduce uncertainty in their given marketplaces. Some of these common linkage mechanisms that Nike uses are long-term contracts, strategic alliances, mergers, and of course, reputation. Many of the difficulties Nike faces in manufacturing is related to resources, whether it is pricing or availability. Other expenses are facilities, environmental, and compliance. Nike as a corporation contracts more than 600 factories in 40 plus countries around the world. In 2005, Nike began collaborating with other manufacturers and even competitors to help reduce the cost of 30% of the contracted facilities. Nike has also linked all of their lean manufacturing, energy, waste, and compliance departments into one team to better manage the complexity of their supply chain. Joint ventures have been created with Apple as well as Philips Royale to expand their technology offerings, of which have been extremely successful. Nike has also been extremely successful creating partnerships with many of the world's high-profile athletes. These partnerships help to promote image and increase demand creation effectiveness. Nike's product offerings and market domains are vast, to say the least. Because of this, Nike uses a multi-divisional structure where each division has a structure of their own. This is the case because each specific department has their own identity. They all take on their own shape and they operate in different ways. Due to the size of Nike, it is inevitable that the departments will take on different positions in each structure. This matches the strategy, allowing the structure as a whole to become more organic, aiding in the autonomy needed to operate in different market segments. For Nike, this is a great match. It allows for an increase in organizational effectiveness due to the clear division of labor between managers. This contributes to increased control in the structures, thus increasing production. As the divisions function separately, it increases the ability to analyze financial performances.
In the early 1990s, Nike felt a halt in their overall growth. Activist Jeff Billinger published a report on Nike's use of overseas factories with low wages and poor working conditions. This caused a protest for all Nike products in the 1992 Olympics. However, to combat this, in 1992, Nike created the Fair Labor Association, which focused on human rights and labor. In 2005, Nike became the first in the industry to publish a list of factories they contracted with. This helped restore the faith in Nike products to all its consumers.
Since the inception of Nike, from the first waffle-soled track shoe to some of the leading fitness trackers of today, Nike has continued to lead the athletic shoe and apparel industry through innovation and design, currently holding nearly 48% market share. Although they began creating shoes in 1964, their growth really began when they signed their first endorsement of Steve Prefontaine, the outdoor track legend, in 1970. In what is likely the greatest endorsement ever, Nike signed Michael Jordan in 1984. Air Jordan and his iconic Jumpman logo have been synonymous with Nike ever since. The fame between the partnership of Nike and Air Jordan now command a 98% market share in the basketball segment. In 2007, Nike partnered with Apple to create the iPod Sports Kit. They have continued to innovate in the technology segment with products such as Nike Plus tracking and the Nike Fuel Band, released in 2012, which has skyrocketed their digital sports division. While Nike creates fantastic designs, the business itself is truly innovative. Capitalizing on a sport popular worldwide, in 2010 Nike launched their Right the Future World Cup campaign. This campaign was the true vertical trend in their growth chart. Decisions like this led them to be the 2013 most innovative company. In recent years, Nike has released the patented Flyknit shoe. This woven design is extremely lightweight and comfortable. However, the true innovation comes from the environmental benefit. These shoes produce 60% less waste than the traditional cut and sew designs, and since 2012 has reduced 3.5 million pounds of waste. Nike has also recycled 3 billion plastic bottles since 2010 in the manufacturing of various performance products. They have also saved more than 20 million gallons of water through their waterless fabric dyeing technology. Nike also innovates into new markets to remain competitive and relevant. In the last several years, CrossFit has taken the fitness industry by storm. While they are not yet a commanding presence in that segment, Nike has recently released the Metcon 2.0 lifting shoe. It is only a matter of time before they are carving off a slice in that market. While Nike has had its struggles related to overseas manufacturing, they have shown responsible actions in taking industry-leading steps to correct and improve future operations. Nike has been a financially successful company since the beginning. They have been industry leaders and continue to be through truly innovative designs, practices, and ideas. Their current commitment to environmentally sustainable designs and practices show the progress towards their ultimate goal of zero waste. Nike has been a strong company of the past, the present, and will continue to be a successful force in the future. We have enjoyed this project and the opportunity to present on Nike. They are truly a unique company, and the support of Nike is a commitment to your active, healthy lifestyle and a commitment to future sustainability. We hope you have enjoyed this presentation and appreciate you watching. And remember, the bigger the mountain, the better the view. Conquer everything that stands before you. Just do it. Nike.